Hey, speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and let's get started. Hey, everyone, how's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone is enjoying their morning thus far. I know this video will be uploaded in the morning. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hopefully, everyone has made it to where they're going safely, have your coffee, and preparing for this day and preparing for the upcoming weekend. So I'm not going to hold you. We have a couple of topics I want to kind of go over. Then, of course, we are going to deep dive into my opinion on the recent interview with Queen Shiba and Martell Holt. Now, of course, before we get started with everything, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on your notification bell. So, of course, you'll be notified whenever another video is uploaded. Now, I don't want to make it too lengthy, but you know, we might be here for a minute. But but if you're on your way to work, just enjoy. If you're at work, enjoy. Or if you just chilling at home, enjoy. Either way, enjoy the actual video. So first, I want to kind of go into Miss Jackie O. Now, of course, Jackie O was the significant other as well as the baby mother of DC Young Fly, which they are. DC Young Fly is known as a well-known comedian, as well as he is on the MTV Wild 'N Out series. He actually has a singing career as well, so he's known for a lot. Now, Jackie O was also a member of the cast of Wild 'N Out at one time, but they do share, or they did share, three children together. They are beautiful. Well, on today, we all learned that unfortunately, Jackie O passed. Now, it is being said that she had went to Miami to have a mother makeover, and I've read some stories where it's kind of saying or alleging that she had some heart complications, but they haven't really been able to actually confirm it. But I just wanted to just send my condolences out to DC Young Fly, especially her children and her family. She was beautiful, y'all. I kept saying, "Mommy makeover," where she was beautiful, and my heart go out to them. I can't, imagine what he is feeling like at this point. Y'all, it has been so much going on, and we have to stay prayed up. We have to stay prayed up and love on those ones that we love and we care about, because at a blink of an eye, things can drastically change. So just keep DC Young Fly, his children, and her family and friends in our prayers. We this is terrible. This is terrible. I really don't have any words for it. I hate this. I hate this for her children. I was, my mom passed when I was 6. So even as a child, even being that young, it can be very hard. And so my heart goes out to them. Now, kind of shifting a little gears, it's kind of hard to roll over and to get into all the mess of it all after that, but hopefully we'll bounce back and shift gears. Now, I kind of want to go over and discuss these ratings for Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, yet, y'all, again, another week we are seeing a low. Not the season low, because the season low we're still looking at 232, but it is low. It dropped even from the previous week. So for episode 8, we're at 319,000 views, whereas the week prior was 331 views. The previous week prior to that was 339 views. And it just seems as though every week that it is going further and further down. Now, the weeks that I am seeing where the numbers were rather, kind of high, were those weeks where we may have gotten previews of something that, we wanted to see. We have been waiting all season because, of course, they bring out those clips to kind of give us an idea of certain scenes. So we all was kind of interested in seeing what those scenes were bringing. So on those particular weeks, depending on the actual scene, we kind of tuned in, to try to see. But as you can see now, those numbers are back falling again. Now I kind of dug on some history, or some also other numbers here on OWN's top shows. Now Love and Marriage Huntsville, we know, is being the number one show. Put a ring on and is number two, and then Bell Collective is number three. Now, as you can see, Love and Marriage Huntsville is in the negative. So it's in like a negative 5% from the previous week, I'm assuming, bringing it down 321 views from the previous week. Whereas Put a Ring on It was up 37%, and Bell Collective was up 1%. So as of right now on the OWN network, Love and Marriage Huntsville is pretty much in the negative. It's like they steady, the numbers are steady dropping. And as I said in my previous review, if you have not watched it, it was my opinion on Carlos King and the post that he made and tagged Martell in, big up in him, about his breakthrough. I really think that Carlos is pretty much kind of digging a ditch for this particular show, in my opinion. Um, I think a lot of people is over the show. A lot of people is over Carlos and his shenanigans. And what I'm really, really hoping that don't happen is his other show, or his other shows, should I say, suffer due to people not seeing it for him. So I'm really hoping that it won't affect Bell Collective or affect Love and Marriage DC, or Love and Marriage Detroit, which is a new up and coming um, show. I really hope that those shows get the actual, they get the chance that they deserve. They have the chance at being that number one show on OWN as well. But I'm kind of afraid that a lot of people have it in their mind they don't want to support Carlos, so they're kind of refusing to watch those other shows because it's his show. So I'm really, really hoping that that don't affect the other shows, because Bell Collective for sure is one of them that I'm really, really getting into. I'm kind of enjoying it more than I am Love and Marriage Huntsville, to totally be honest, because as we see, a lot of the scenes on Love and Marriage Huntsville seem scripted and fake. Whereas one particular time that wasn't an issue. But now it seems as though everything is fake, put together, as well as the things that Carlos tend to allow to happen has really affect the show. And we see it in the numbers every single week. And it is sickening. I'm gonna just put it out there. Sickening. Now, kind of moving forward, shifting gears yet again, but still in reference to Love and Marriage Huntsville, we all saw where Queen Shiba sat down and had an interview with Martell. Now, at first, I mean, because I was busy doing some other things and I didn't really hear or know of the interview until I think last night around 10 or 11 o'clock. And that was because I was able to catch Carson. Shout out to Carson. Carson's interview with her reaction to the things that have been said on the interview. And I'm like, well, hold up, y'all. What interview? So, everyone was kind of updating me on what happened. Car kind of explained what had happened. And I'm like, dude, what? And I just, based off of her review in her video, I was triggered. I was like, dude, what? I mean, I'm in the chat just a typing. I even wound up hitting the panel because I'm like, Ariana, I know you watching. Fall out the bushes, girl, because I have some things to say. I mean, it was just a lot. It was a lot. So I'm like, okay, let me, once I finished watching Carson, I was like, let me go and watch this interview. Now, mind you, it's right at midnight. By this time, I had to be to work the next morning. So I kind of started watching it, kind of, I like to take notes to be able to point out important, details and trying to keep up. This interview was long, but I did the best I could. Anywho, first, I would like to say shout out to Queen Shiba, because when I tell you she rocked this interview, she rocked it, because her demeanor was on point. Although she let it be known, yes, I am a millimeter. But at the same time, she also gave off that energy. I'm not biased in any way, which I think it was a little more relaxed for Martell, which of course we all know that pretty much this is how she had to handle it in order to get the actual interview, because any false move, we already know that he would have gotten triggered, got angry, hung up. You never know. So I think she really conducted this interview like she was dead on. You can tell this is something that she is used to. And shout out to her, because she made it happen to where, although we got a bunch of lies, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm gonna kind of go over some things, point it all out, talk about it, discuss it, and we'll go from here. I would like to get your opinions. For you, let me know how you feel. Did you hear the interview? How did, at what point did you get triggered, or however? So the interview kind of start out, and of course Queen Sheba, she welcomed him, let him know. Um, I know we, agreed to this interview, but I got to let you know I am a millimeter. And she asked him, are you a millimeter, Martell? Martell said, yeah, for life. And of course, he was sipping his honest wine, honey. I guess he was promoting his wine. I don't know what he was doing. The debate is still out on that. He said it's like 13%. He said he had a little buzz going because he started sipping prior to the interview. So maybe that was another reason why he felt loose as a goose and, was ready to, you know, talk, you know. So, anyways, they go on, and Queen Sheba, let him know. Okay, so a lot of people is wanting to know, how did I manage to get you over here? And he was made a joke, oh, because you paid my fee. And she was like, oh no. And I need you to hurry up and clean that up, because she understand how these YouTube streets work, and that'll be all over the blogs in this sector, that Queen Sheba paid the $3,000 to have an interview with Martell. And Martell, as we could see, because she made it clear she ain't paid you a dime. Your PR team reached out to her, and he said that they reached out to her for an interview because he saw what Melody had been on her show prior to, and he wanted to be able to tell his side of the story. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, my opinion, this was something else that was concocted by Carlos King, in my opinion. We know that he haven't came out and said anything about the alleged rumor, and a lot of people have been, like, okay, where he at? Is he gonna say something? Is he gonna address this? So no, I'm not gonna address it, but I'm gonna send him out there, coach him on what to say or what need to be said, so we can kind of get, spearhead all of this, so we can kind of get ahead of this and move past this. So, in my opinion, I feel like all of this was set up, and it was Carlos's idea to do this for another case of damage control, in my opinion. So she asked, pretty much to kind of loosen up everything, get everything started. She asked, like, Martell, who are you as a person outside of the show? We all see who you are on the show, but, tell us a little bit more about yourself. He goes on to say that pretty much he's the type of man that love coming home to a home cooked meal, and he feels that, he's one of those type that he's a protector. He believe in protecting family. Okay, I beg to kind of differ, because if you was a man that loved to come home to a home cooked meal, we might not be having this interview, not for these, reasons anyway. But of course, I guess on your way home to your family, you had to stop real quick to, go over there and get the side dish before you made it home to the real dish. Oh, okay, we got it. Anyways, so she pretty much asks, are we gonna ever, get to see any other part of your life? He did explain that his brother is, set to be recording or filming for the next season. I'm thinking I kind of missed that, but I think it's for the next season. She asks, will we soon see him in a better light? Because of course we all know we've seen that angry Martell, we've seen that Martell that uh, kind of deflects everything, the narcissistic Martell, and he said that yes, because the angry person isn't him. That's not what he want to be. He want to showcase who he really is. He said that he has been drugged for 5 years and said that, he just want to be looked at in a different way. Give us something different to look at, sir, because we wouldn't be able to drag you if it wasn't a reason for dragging you. I mean, have you ever thought about that? So he goes on to say yet again in yet another interview, me and Mel is in a good place. I don't believe that. So here we go. Well, we, finna start the telling the tales, because now I don't know, because I'm not there, but I just can't see you and Mel being in a good place. And like a week or two ago is when all of this came out publicly in reference to the alleged Rebbe P. So I'm not seeing how y'all, even though she knew about it, and pretty much this was discussed last year or year before last, however, still in all, just reliving that and having to go so far is coming on the internet. She was very, very emotional about everything. Pretty much she had already said she's tired. She's tired of dealing with this. She over it. She didn't had enough. So I can't see her going from being in tears and almost having a breakdown to y'all being good when all of this is pretty much your fault. So again, I feel like you lying. I feel like you lying, and this is maybe one of your ways of trying to soften up the millimeters so they don't come after you as hard the same way that your old buddy old pal do, where he always trying to tell the millimeters, and me and Mel are friends. We talk all the time, trying to deflect and trying to make us feel as though, don't fool with Carlos because he cool. Him and Mel is really, really cool behind the scenes, knowing that that's far from the truth. So then he talked, they kind of asked a little bit about his childhood. He said that his childhood, he had a lot of challenges. We all know that Marlene worked. Pretty much his grandmother raised him. So he said he had challenges as a child. She then goes on to ask him, does he ever look back and think about some of the things that he's done? And he said that he's human. He said, but overall, he's a respectful gentleman. He said, regardless of what I've done, I'm a respectful gentleman. And I'm gonna say this. Everyone makes mistakes. I mean, things tend to happen sometime. And okay, that's fine. It wasn't, so I'm not going to say it wasn't, because it was big, because you basically tore up your whole family, but it was also what you did after that played a very big part into where we are now. Because it's almost like you was poking the bear. It was almost like you were pretty much putting the knife deeper and deeper in Mel's back, like, and you were just screwing it and screwing it. I mean, so that's what seemed to make this even worse than what it really was. Well, I'm not gonna, because I'm not downplaying the cheating, because that was bad enough, but it was so much of what he did after that that really took this to a whole nother level. So you could say you a gentleman and respect. I don't even think you know the first thing about respect. Yeah, you try to demand respect from others, but you not giving two hoots about giving respect to nobody. And what he failed to realize, in order to be respected, you have to also give respect to be respected. And I think he missed that part. But anyways, he said that he do get upset and angry, and he don't want people to think that they can treat him a certain way. He don't feel like he has ever overreacted. If he ever overreacted, he had a reason. So you mean to tell me you had a reason when y'all were on the trip in Vegas and y'all were having a brief discussion, and the minute she said something that you didn't agree with or something didn't go your way, it was okay for you to hop in her face, and men had to come in between you because they even felt that maybe you would have gotten physical? So you don't regret that? So you don't regret being out on the beach when they had that little, I can't remember what season it was, but when they were out there on the beach at the bonfire, however, and once again you were telling her about her song, and you were trying to make your point, and because your point wasn't getting across the way you felt, yet again you had to be restrained. You don't feel bad about that? So you don't feel bad about, not only did you cheat, but also you pretty much tried to break her down in every way that you possibly can. Now, I understand you probably was hurt too, but your hurt at that point was self-inflicted because you caused this. You caused this. And yet again, I feel, in my opinion, you were so used to doing whatever, however, and Mel may have been upset and mad, but eventually came around to work out, their family. Because who really is ready to just say, throw in the towel, give it all up when they have 4 children? That's hard. So he wasn't used to the new male that loved herself more to say, okay, I'm ready to show my children something else. I'm ready to have a stable foundation for me and my children, even if being just us, and being that that's what it looked like. This is what it's going to be. So you mad because she stood up for herself and what she felt was best for her sanity and for herself. You mad. Carry on. But anyways, Queen Shiba asked him, would you remarry again? And of course, we all know, yes, he will remarry. He let him tell it he gonna be married in a year, but yet and still, he can't tell you one person who he'll marry. He is crazy to me. He said that, and she asked him, would you marry you? And he was like, oh yeah, because I'm everything that a man should be. Westway, how? How? Because again, let's look at the things that you've done. You made your mistake, however that was, but let's look at all the things that has transpired since your divorce. What have you given, or what have you shown us to make us feel that you a better man? Because even in this interview, to me, Carlos may have sent you out there for damage control, but I feel as though you did more damage than you did controlling it. Because now we really side-eyeing you, because here it is 3, almost 4 years later, and still you ain't taking no accountability. Because nowhere in this interview sounded as though he's taking accountability for anything he has done. So then she asks Martell about who he keeps who is he keeping a secret, and who is he planning on marrying? And he said, it's no one right now, but marriage is beautiful, and he never wanted a divorce. He said, what y'all, fail to realize is I never wanted a divorce. No, you didn't want a divorce. You wanted to be able to stay married and to be in that comfortable state and have the convenience of being married, but still do what you want to do and have her on the side with a baby and all. That's what you wanted. And that's what I think he really felt was going to be the right thing to do. I mean, I don't care how you put it. He is a narcissist, and he still don't feel what he did was wrong. He don't because in his twisted mind, he's already made it up in his mind that that is what he had to do because Melanie wasn't doing what he wanted her to do. So yeah. So we can't get stuck on the fact of we can't get stuck on the fact that, he wanted a divorce. He said, like he said, I may have said that, but I really never really wanted it. We know you never really wanted a divorce. If I said it in my previous video, if she was to call you right now and say, come on, let's work on this and let's get back together, you are all for it. Because whether it is that you truly still love her, or whether the fact that you loved the fact of being married and also love that lifestyle, yeah, you full-fledged, you going back to it. You're going to drop everything you doing and you're going to go running right back over there. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. It's over with. It's dead. It is a true statement. When a woman is fed up, it's nothing no one can do about it. Period. Finito. You're done. You got it? Oh, okay. So she asked him about how important is sex to you. Now, Lord, he said that sex is as important as the husband and wife make it. It's, and we like, okay, answer the question, sir. Because I guess he had to be careful on how he answered this, because we all know that the reason behind him cheating was because Mel wasn't, meeting his standards of intimacy, should I say. So he felt as though he had to go get it somewhere else. So of course he had to be careful because, he didn't want to contradict what he's been saying since day one. So he said, oh yes, sex is very important. He said, really and truly, that a wife is supposed to give in to her husband whether she's tired or not. And to me, in my opinion, I totally disagree. I mean, I disagree. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel, but yes, I truly feel like, yes, being affectionate with my husband, it's very, very important. But at the same time, as long as I'm still out here putting my feet to the ground and going out here working and doing all the extra things, I have the right to say, okay, I'm tired tonight, maybe tomorrow, or however it go. And if you choose that to be a good excuse to go cheat, then yeah, this was already doomed from the beginning. So I'm still not gonna feel as though it's my fault, because yeah, that one night I was tired. So that's the night that you made up in your mind, oh yeah, I'm going to get somebody else. Go ahead on, sir. Because we already know what it's hitting for. So therefore, I'm gonna handle you real raw. I'm gonna handle you real raw. But anyways, and she asked him, so you were sexually amplified by Arion? Because we all know that you said Mel wasn't handling her business. You found someone that I guess was willing to do what Mel wasn't doing. And he said that it's not just about sex. It was about, the respect. It was also about having those conversations. And then he had to hurry up and put it out there, because I don't want to disrespect nobody. So I don't want to make it seem like sex was the only thing I wanted from Arion. So this was at the point of the interview where he showed Arion so much grace. And I could, we're going to get into it just a little bit more, but this is why I feel that Arion feels the way that she does, and she try to big up herself and I'm that girl, because he played with her mind and manipulate her to do things and say things and be a certain way, because he gaslight her. He tells her what she wants to hear, and she's so naive that she believe it, and she go with whatever he's saying. That's the reason, yet again, I feel, in my opinion, she was contemplating making that fake page and putting that out there, because basically at the end of the day, he tells her what she want to hear, whether he believe it, whether he mean it or not. She go for it. She's very weak. She's weak, but here on this interview, it almost, and some people say that they feel like Martell is weak behind Arion. I don't think Martell is weak behind Arion, not in the least bit. Yeah, he probably still smashing her. Yeah, he's dealing with her. And yeah, I feel like he kind of big up her, but it's a reason and a motive behind it. And I don't think that is love. I think it's to keep her under control because he already know what he dealing with. So the minute that things get out of hand with Arion, what is Arion gonna do? The first thing Arion is gonna do is run to the child support office and take the little coins he do have. So I got to keep her in my back pocket and keep her calm and keep her, under my wing because I have to control this situation. So it's only certain things I can say, and I need to put myself out here because at the end of the day, he don't really care what we see and what we hear. He don't care about that. But he do care about what Arion is gonna hear. Because trust and believe, Arion was in that chat. She might have not have popped out, but she was in them bushes. And she was waiting probably for the first little thing he said that was out of line. And it would have been on like Donkey Kong whenever this was over. So he know what to do and what to say to keep Arion at bay, to put her right where he need her to be, so it don't go haywire. As well as I think Arion has a lot of information on Martell. I think Martell has gotten Arion, in my opinion, to do a lot of things deceitful, and that's in my opinion. So then she kind of switched it all over and they started discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville. She asked, pretty much who is your favorite person to film with? And, he kind of said all of the guys. I really enjoy filming with all the guys. And then he was like, but I ain't gonna tell y'all who I really want to film with. Yeah, we all know you want to film with Mel. We already know. See, these is like these little slick little comments that's gonna go over Arion head because all the rest of this stuff that he's gonna say in a minute is gonna overshadow his real feelings and how he really feel. That's gonna go over her head. But yeah, we know you want to film with Mel. We know. But he did say that he enjoyed filming with Maurice because him and Maurice is actually really close outside of the show. And he said Maurice is like a big brother to him. Martell said that that he feels is she asked who holds him accountable. And he said Maurice is the one that kind of hold him accountable for a lot of things. Martell said that they do a lot of positive things, but it doesn't make the show because we as viewers enjoy the drama. Now again, I'm gonna be the first one to say, yeah, we like a little mess and a little entertainment, but like Queen Sheba said, not so much because we all were under the impression that this was a show that was going to be geared around successful Black couples actually running successful Black businesses. This is what we were sold. This is what we tuned in for originally. Now, the mess and the drama kind of, slid its way through there and it kind of took off. But the drama that y'all have going on now, y'all pretty much ran y'all viewers away, and the numbers show that. He keeps saying that the numbers is great, and Queen Sheba like, shit, you ain't saying. Do we need to pull that up? Because clearly, somewhere on the line, somebody lying, or we know he kind of slow, in my opinion. But honey, you seen them numbers? You seen them? No, he could not have seen them numbers because he said that the show is doing great. I don't know how, but anyways, she asked Martell, do you think that Tiffany ran Sheree off, or did y'all already break up? And pretty much he was like, no, Tiffany ain't ran nobody off the show. He was like, Tiffany have a way, but no, she didn't. And he said that basically they were just dating anyway, so it wasn't no breakup type of deal. He said that pretty much him and Sheree is still cool. They still friends. She asked about Carlos' breakdown and, at the past reunion. And she said, pretty much, we want to know, are you still in love with Mel? And he said that he is in love with the relationship that they had, the family they had. He said, oh, but No, because overall, no, which we know that's a lie. Because yet again, he knows Ariana is tuning in. But anywho, he said that he was Mel's biggest cheerleader, and he didn't want, he basically he was saying he was her biggest cheerleader, and he missed all of that, and we know you do. We know it. Um, but pretty much he kept mentioning Mel, but then when certain things came up, he was like, "Oh, but we on a good note, so I don't want to go into that because I don't want to make nobody mad or whatever." Man, look, please go ahead on about that. And she asked him about the 10 dozen roses. And pretty much he said, well, we have been in court for a year and he wanted to do something nice, but he did hear that Mel kept the 10 dozen roses in the garage, as she should, because basically, don't send me no 10 dozen of roses and here it is. You didn't have me tied up in court for a whole year when I could have been doing something else behind foolishness. Don't send me no 10 dozen roses when you sit up there and try to demean me and my character every chance you get into whoever will listen. Don't send me that mess. So yeah, we gonna keep it out here until the trash man come. And when I pull the trash out, I pull them roses out too, to the curve. He said that pretty much it's a lot that went on that Mel didn't want to talk about on the show. And he said it was because things didn't go her way. They didn't talk about the court case on television or on the show because a lot of things didn't go, her way. And I kind of beg to differ from that because pretty much why would she want that court case to be televised? This is newsflash. This is y'all real life. Remember, this is y'all real life. Your children is actually going through this. Your children may even see this interview. Your children may see all of this drama that has happened on here. Why take your children through that? And why make your children a storyline in a court case? Like, make it make sense. So she did what a mother would do: protect her children. So then he goes on to say that she wasn't doing it to protect the children. He said that, she did it because it wasn't going her way. And again, like I just said, I don't think that Mel would have wanted it to be disclosed because of the simple fact this is about her children. And who wants to, have all of that? Some things you need to keep private. Ain't nobody else on y'all show showing anything of their private life. We ain't seen or heard nothing about all these lawsuits that they got going on with the rest of the cast members. So why should she have to discuss her custody battle on the show? Tell me. Why? Why would she do that? Ain't nobody else doing it. So why should she have to do it? Queen Shiba then goes on to say that, she saw the paperwork and she said that, she's seen everything that had been said. She asked him in reference to the allegations concerning, their son and the spankings and all that. And he said none of that was true. And she was like, now you do know I read the documents. And I can honestly say, and I applaud her for this, she kept saying, do you really want to go there? Because I read the paperwork. She kept giving him the opportunity to, like, look, you might want to leave that alone because I'm already knowing you lying. And she let him know, I seen the paperwork. Now, when he realized that well, he keeps saying that his PR team sent the paperwork over. And what I'm thinking, in my opinion, the PR team sent the paperwork over, but maybe they didn't send all of it. So maybe he's thinking that either she didn't read it or she only has a certain part of it. But we all know that all of that stuff came out online. So everybody didn't read it at this point. So we do know that there was allegations of you, you know, you know, uh, you know, hitting your child, or a legend to hit your child, should I say. And he pretty much said that because she let him know that in the court documents, it said that the child had pretty much said this. And he was like, I could call my kids in here right now and I can manipulate them to say anything. We know you can. We know that this is what you do, because why would you say that? So you're letting us know that you feel as though Melanie may have manipulated him to say what he said, because you know that you can manipulate him to say some things. Boy, you is, oh Lord. Anyways, so then she said she didn't want to speak on it because the documents that she got shows that he was sanctioned. And then he got the stuttering. At this point, you could tell his demeanor kind of changed. You could tell he's getting a little agitated, because basically she's calling him out. I don't think he was expecting to be called out the way Queen Sheba called him out and pointed out certain things. So she said that all of what she read is what the child said. And pretty much he was like, so what? That time? Oh, I forgot. So that time. So to me, you letting us know that maybe it was more than one allegation of abuse. Like, are you saying there was more than one allegation? Oh yeah, that was when I didn't get to see my kids for 56 days or however it go. Well, how many times have you did this? Like, come on. You're really not looking good at this point. So then it goes on and said, she asks, what do you think Mel would gain from having her child do this? And he said a storyline. So you mean to tell me that a woman that you've been with for all those years, have 4 children with, you honestly feel that this woman would use her child for a storyline? Are you serious? Why would she need to use your child as a storyline when this lady has several successful businesses? She showed up and played her part and understood the assignment since season 1. So really and truly, nobody else on that show can even compare to the transparency that she has had. So why do she need to use her child as a storyline? He sound just as stupid as he looking right now. You sounding real crazy right now. And it then goes on, and Queen Sheba asks about the child support, and he said that he never asked for no child support. Queen Sheba had to let him know. uh Again, I read those documents. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. She said it's court document, and then he goes back into, well, originally I didn't even want to do none of this, but I kept telling Mel, just to let me be the first line of refusal with the kids and the babysitting, going back to them 20 babysitters and all of that. We all know that you wanted control over Mel and know what she was every step of the way. And because she didn't agree to that, you decided to take her to court. And in the meantime, you also asked her for child. You was trying to get child support and your court fees paid. Come on, stop lying. So either again, you trying to play in this woman's face like she don't have the documents when she's clearly told you I have them and I read them. So you still finna go with this here? But that just goes to show he's sick in the head, man. Something is wrong. So she asks, did Belinda ever watch the kids? And he goes into all of this about him and Belinda has been friends for years. And well, yeah, she watched them a couple of hours while I did XYZ. Oh, okay. So, you felt that it was okay for Belinda to watch the kids, which are, I'm not going to say a stranger because I'm not sure how familiar the children are with her, but you felt okay for her to do it versus their uncle that was watching them in the comfort of their home. Again, make it make sense. But we talking about you. So then she asks, what kind of friend would sign for a property deed? And he again get the stuttering all over again. He says he since then bought her out, for the actual property, but they was business partners. So then they go on and they switch gears, and she just came right out all out with it. And she asks, Did you lose trust in Ariane when she told Carson about the video? Yet again, that demeanor changes because he get the sudden, and then he also gets the yeah. Oh, that. Man, come on, stop doing all that. Stop doing all that. We know you might have a little speech impediment, but you trying to catch it up and let them lies catch up in your head. So you're stalling is what I feel like. But anyways, he said, what did she share? Ninja, you know what she said, what she shared. You know what that woman talking about. Stop doing it. Yet again, trying to deflect and get himself out of this or try to think up a lie real quick. He said that some people are just opportunists and will befriend people just to get an opportunity. So you mean to tell me that she befriended Ariane as an opportunist? Why? Ariane ain't on the show. Ariane ain't doing nothing, but she ain't moved past that couch. So what opportunity did she feel like she would have being friends with Ariane? I'm just trying to figure this out because we all know, and anybody that know that it's already been said that Ariane is one person that would never get on the show. So why befriend someone and use them as an opportunity when they ain't on the show and ain't gonna be on the show? So what was the opportunity again? I'll wait. What was the opportunity again? Anyways, she asked him how pretty much she asked him how did you feel that she shared the information. He said that he was disappointed. He said that him and Mel talked about this over a year ago. He said that he he watched Carson live and she kept saying and mentioning Melanie's name. So pretty much he feels as though this is something that may have been concocted by Mel and Carson. Wow, wow, wow. So you mean to tell me that your ex-wife would collaborate with someone she really don't know to put out a tape or a video of herself and come up with all I mean, it just I can't even say it right because it don't make sense. I don't even know how to say it to make it make sense. But why would she want to do that to herself, you idiot? I mean, come on. So then again, he said that he felt that Ariane made a mistake and pretty much she was used by Carson. Again, Carson was opportunist. But again, I'm saying opportunist for what? Because what did Ariane have? She didn't have nothing but a child for a man that's on the show, a narcissistic man. So what was the opportunity? What opportunity was she trying to get? He said that pretty much he felt as though Mel could have called him. Call you for what? Mel wasn't the one that brought this back up. Mel wasn't the one that alleged went and told somebody else about it. So why Mel got to be the one to call you to do damage control? He's a bit much. So she let him know that Mel is not responsible to do damage control for you and Ariane. Ariane, yeah, she did it. So why would Mel need to come to her defense and defend anything that's being said? Um, I'm just trying to figure out again, like how would Mel and Carson be responsible for this? And again, we have to also acknowledge how would Carson know anything about a video had not nobody told her about it. Then Carson also came with her own receipts on her video last night. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, go check out her video from last night because Carson came with her receipts showing she texted Ariane over a whole year ago, pretty much saying all of this. Like, yeah, that me and you ain't, cool with each other, and pretty much, letting her know that her husband was aware of it. So she let Ariane know that James was aware of everything that had been transpired, and pretty much her husband was out of it. But like he said last night, being that a man is on, doing interviews calling his wife a lie, that's when he got to step up. He got to step in. But again, like I told James, you don't have to worry about Martell because he's not going to step to a real man. So you don't have that to worry about. Period. So then he goes on and said that Carson could have made it up to get on the show. So again, why would she go through Arion to be on the show? And again, like she said, she knew about this a whole year ago. She could have been exposed that. And I don't care what nobody say. He's saying and quoting, she'll never be on the show. Who are you? Who are you again, sir? I'm sorry. Who are you? Because see, your little friend over there, yeah, he your friend up until it comes to the money. And if Carson probably would have dropped this piece of information, he'd have brought on that show because he like drama and he know that drama sells. So yeah, he'd have brought her on that show. Believe that. Still might bring her on the show. Wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, Shiba also says, how do you know that Ariane didn't tell her? Because how else would Carson know? Just like I said. And to me, I felt like he defended Ariane to the very end. It was sickening. It was just horrible. Shiba then goes on and asks him, did he tell Ariane to stop when she was poking, or why didn't he tell Ariane, to stop when she was, doing all that she was doing? And he said that some people are headstrong. He said, plus she was going through something too. What the hell was she going through when she was the damn one that chose to fool with a married man and couldn't play her position? She signed up to be a part of a team that she knew she wasn't getting up off the bench for, and now she mad. I mean, I'm trying to understand. He said that she was talked about for 3 years. He said that she should have been able to come on that show. He fought for her to even come on the show. So you mean to tell me that you letting all these people know on this video that you fought for her to be on this show? Really? Another slap in Mel's face for this woman to appear on a show that she actually came up with. She presented this show, and you were asking for your baby mother to be a part of this show because you felt that she should tell her side. Don't nobody want to hear her side. Don't nobody care about her side. Because guess what? If she would not have continued on fooling with somebody else's husband, she wouldn't have a side. So yeah, let her stay on the side because that's all that she qualified for. Because the mentality that she has, she's only fit to be a side chick. Because guess what? All of that she's popped off on the mouth online and all that she done poked the bear with Mel about, when karma spin the block, because you're gonna find which you already in love with this man and he won't claim you or settle down with you, but you're going to be in so deep with this man and he's never going to wife you. That's going to be that karma, and it's going to show up at your doorstep. So make sure you open the door when they ring the bell. Yeah. So then he's, pretty much he said, yeah, he fought for her to be on the show, but we all know that she hadn't made it. Sheba then asks, what do you think she would have cleared up if she would have came on the show? And he said that she would have gotten an opportunity to defend herself. Whatever, y'all. So then Queen Sheba then goes on and asks, she said it's a lack of accountability on Ariane's part. She said that she was the third person. So at the end of the day, she don't get she don't get the opportunity to tell her side. We don't care to hear her side because she shouldn't have had a side because she was the side. So yeah. So again, he goes on and he defends her. She then goes on to ask him about him and Ariane being spotted in Tennessee, and pretty much say he don't recall it. So yet again, you know, back to he ain't claiming it. Um, Shiva asks does the kids like her? And again, he goes with that long pause and tripping over his tongue and stuttering. And he said, well, they all get along, but I don't want to talk about that. I know you don't want to talk about it. We know. We know. So she asks, who does the kids get to meet? And he said that pretty much that the next woman that he meet, or the next woman that his children meet, hopefully will be his wife. So the way he keeps saying his wife and he ain't found her yet and this, that, and other, is clearly it ain't Ariana. So again, what you holding on to, sis? What you holding on to? She would then ask about, should we be congratulating you? And he was like, yeah, on all my endeavors and all this. So he thinking with his slow self that she talking about that. And she was like, no, pretty much, you know, was there a new addition to the family? And he said no. He said not now. And I don't know if I even want to still have more children. He was like, he has enough and they are a handful. He did mention that Maverick is on his hip every day and his other kids are with him the 7 days of their. So that kind of caught my attention because he's like, Maverick is with him on his hip every day. So is Maverick, do you live in the same house with Maverick? Is that what you're saying? Or maybe you just go and get him. But anyways, so then Queen Sheba asks, when is Knox's birthday? And again, he got the stuttering and tripping over his tongue. And he came up with, I have like 3 children with the birthday the same around time. And let me think. Yeah, December 17th. Baby, it was just so hard for him to say that. Like, what is the secret? The damage is done now. So what is the secret? So then he said that him and Mel went to therapy about 2 weeks ago. They in a good place, which again, like I said prior to, I don't believe that. I feel like that's a lie. He just want the millimeters off of his back. Overall, I call cap on this whole interview. I mean, nothing dealing with Queen Sheba. I'm talking about on his part. He told a bunch of lies. He may have been sent up there to, try to do damage control and handle this and get, something. But at the end of the day, to me, you made yourself look worse. So Carlos, again, it didn't work. The suit line ain't work. RHOA ain't work. This interview ain't work. Y'all going on all them panels ain't work because somehow, some way, he still make himself look like the dummy he is. That's period. That's just period. He still make himself look just as narcissistic as ever. No matter how he try to clean it up, whatever he want to nickname it, it still come back to who he really is because it seeps out. It seeps out throughout this interview. Whenever anything wasn't going the way he felt, and he felt as though Queen Sheba was kind of touching this, you could tell the agitation in him. It's just the only reason we got this full interview is because the interviewer, because she had the skills to know how to come at him and to deal with this type of person to get the job done. Had it maybe been someone else, oh, this interview would have been over a long time ago. But she definitely did what needed to be done. She can't help that lies spewed out of his mouth. She can't control what he say. She could only, handle it the best way. And I think she did a terrific job. But yet again, I feel like Martell just basically showed who he really is. And it's disgusting. It's triggering. It's disgusting. But it is what it is. We know who he is. We see who it is. He claimed he in therapy. I don't know who the therapist is, but clearly you might need to get you another one because that one ain't working. Because I see absolutely no change in him. Because yet again, no accountability. Still blaming Mel for everything. Big upping the side chick. It's just a mess. But anyways, y'all, that was pretty much all I had. I didn't mean for it to be this long, but I Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Comment down below. Let me know, how did you feel about the actual interview? Had, was any of this triggering to you as it was to me? Because I was really hot last night after watching it. But yeah, just let me know how you feel. Again, my condolences go out to Jackie O, Jackie O's family, her children, DC Young Fly. My heart goes out to them. They are definitely in my prayers. And y'all, I guess that was it. If you have not hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on those notification bells so you'll be notified whenever I upload another video. And y'all have a good day. Until next time, love y'all.